You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the July 21st meeting for the Michigan City Urban Enterprise Association. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
We'll call the order to Monday, July 21st, 2025. Michigan City Urban Enterprise Board of Directors regular scheduled meeting. I'll start with the roll call. Tristan Smith, Antonio Conley. Here. Jim Clarida. Here. DeMarcus Briscoe. Bruce. Here. Nick Pollock. Dakota Euler.
Present.
Wendy Willis.
Here.
And Joseph Nelson.
Present.
We have a quorum. We'll start with the first item on our agenda, which will be approval of minutes.
Mr. President, if I can make a motion to amend the agenda. I believe from looking back in discussions with our secretary, we need approvals of the February meeting, which would have been February 17th, our regular meeting, March 17th, our regular meeting, and then a correction to the date on May 22nd to May 27th for the special meeting, and other word issues that have been discussed and corrected.
Let me just supplement. On May 27, DeMarcus was here, and I had not noted that on the original set of minutes. Commission now has a corrected set of minutes to reflect what Dakota said and what I just said.
So I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Hearing a motion in a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. So, let me make sure.
February.
It is not. They're not in here though, correct?
They were provided before.
Okay.
Just never approved them.
I got you. So, do I have a motion to approve the February
Meeting minutes.
I was looking for the date.
17th.
The February 17th meeting minutes.
Motion.
I have a motion in a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And what was it?
March 17th.
In the March 17th, do I have a motion to approve the March 17th, 2025 meeting minutes?
Motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion in 2 seconds. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Now we just had April, right?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to approve the April 21st meetings with a grammatical correction to the credit card section. It was listed as a 200,000, and it should be corrected to $200, 200.00. With that correction, motion to approve.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve with the following corrections. Any discussion?
Commission now has a copy of those corrected minutes.
I think everybody has one in the.
I just sent it to you 10 minutes ago.
With the 27th. Yeah, okay. I got that.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Do I have a motion on the May 22nd, 2025 meeting minutes?
Motion to approve with the grammatical change of the date being May 27th instead of May 22nd.
Second.
I got a motion and a second to approve the May 27th, 2025 meeting minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And do I have a motion on the June 16th, 2025 meeting minutes?
I'll make a motion to table. Because those are the ones I didn't do, right?
No, June we have, it was just
my
that
mistake.
Culpeper.
My mistake.
Motion to approve with the grammatical change to the Culpeper line rather than saying removed from the agenda, removed from the table.
And then I just updated that.
So I have a motion to have a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. We will now go down to the next item on our agenda, the Executive Assistant Report. I'll turn the floor over to our Executive Assistant Commissioner.
All right, so We can start with the financial report. So we have $8,981.18 in our checking, $185,140.07 in the money market, and we still have the $165 in the spend account. I did add in all of the checks that were cashed from our grant cycle so far. You will see that the Barrel House deposit that we did before we decided to postpone the date is still there. I did speak with them and let them know that I will contact them once we decide on a new date. You see QuickBooks, you'll see the new monthly payment is now $133 when it used to be a little over $200, I believe. I just kind of like went down to the cheaper tier. And the regular monthly payment to CLH, and our phone bill, everything. Then we have all of our minutes. I wanted to kind of update you guys on what's going on like in the office, which is like I'm working on the business spotlight. This week we're doing bridges. They've been in the program for a while. I'm gonna be there on the 12th. I invite all of you guys to come, on the 24th. I invite all you guys to be there as well. I thought it might be a good idea for us to give out up to $25 coupons for residents or people with businesses within the urban enterprise zone, just as like a thank you, or just like, just a way to kind of put us out there and let other businesses see who we are and what we're doing, and other people that are participating. Next week, I contacted Brant's. They've been in the program for a while too. They're like the animal care place on 12. And I have left messages with Wall McLean. They're a little bit harder to get a hold of, but I want to do them for the week of August 3rd and see if maybe they can do something special like for people within the zone, see if like maybe if they have any job openings, something like that where we can, I don't know, work with them in that way. And have a spotlight on them because they've been in the program for a while as well. And like I said, other businesses can kind of see, that other people are participating with us, and they kind of, just to put us out there and a way to be in the community. As far as like in the office,
I'm sorry.
Yes.
You said $25 coupon, but you meant 5, right? 'Cause it's
No.
on here.
Yeah, 20 up to
Up to 20.
$25.
Okay,
So,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like 20 of those $5
Gotcha.
coupons.
Gotcha.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as like the brunch update, after speaking with Dan, I thought that it might be a better idea for us to do the brunch around January, because that's the next time that the businesses are able to enroll. Like if we have the brunch now, they could forget. We'll still end up having to do something closer to the time of, when they're eligible to enroll anyhow. So now I feel like we could still send out like mailers or something just to kind of put it on their mind. But as far as like having the actual event, I think it needs to be closer to that date. So then even at that moment, we can start making appointments to help them sign up, or get them in contact with some of the CPAs, like the Applegate. Most of the forms that we receive come from them. So they are doing like a really good job with their businesses, directing them to us. The boxes, there were about 7 of them, and it's actually kind of cool going through those because it's some really old files, and honestly, it's been a really cool way to kind of learn more about what is going on. So I've just been going through all of those. I still have like 2 more, but I am getting close to needing that information for the company that can do the shredding, Dakota. Yeah, it's some really, really cool stuff in there. And then with the midnight hoops, so I went ahead and I did, you guys all got your shirts for us to wear. I also went ahead and got shirts to sell at the games because at the first game everybody was asking for them. Like it was a huge demand, and then I went yesterday and then we only sold like 4. So that was kind of discouraging, but we are coming up with ways to kind of we didn't really advertise it or anything like that, so I'm coming up with like some creative ways to to get people to buy them. I'll probably have to walk around or something like that, but I was the only one like at the table. I got to come up with a way to kind of get out there. They made an announcement, but I think we can do better than that. I got 50 shirts and we would make like a profit of around $300 if we sell all of them. We have about 3 more weeks to do so. I think it is possible, but I will be transparent that last night was not, I did not sell as many as I thought I would based on the amount of people who was asking for them at the first game. But it is a very cool program, and I hope to see all you guys there. And then I did send out an email about us meeting with the LaPorte UEA. I'm really excited about that. The guys seem really nice. I spoke with Mike, and he speaks like really highly of Bert, being the one who's gonna know all the answers, even though he's the president. So they seem awesome, and I'm excited about that.
Bert's his boss, so of course he's going to speak highly.
Oh, he is? Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
You talking about Mike Riley?
Yeah.
At Leap, Bert runs Leap.
Okay. Okay. And then he runs.
Tell him both I said hi.
Okay. I'm excited. They seem pretty dope. That's going to be on the 29th of this month. You guys are all welcome. I'm just going to ask all the questions just to, learn from somebody who's super successful. 11 o'clock at Fluid, and they have like a meeting room. It's cute and it's free. So
Fluid has Fluid in the port?
they're coming here.
Say if you ever need space too, obviously this building can be open, and then our office, you've been there, obviously it's about done. The remodel's about done, so if you ever need space, we can always offer that up, to use. It's obviously free. So.
Thank you. That's good to know for sure. And then lastly on my list is, so we had a resident, Miss Jerry Thomas. I think that was from our last meeting. She was given $2,000, but she has new siding, and she needs the foundation. She wants the foundation painted. She bought all the supplies and everything. So I was looking to see if we had any like volunteers to come out and help paint. It's just the foundation. I have one like contractor who's willing to help, but if it's free, he can't like pay anybody to to do it. So far it's just us two. So if any of you guys wanted to come out and help to paint,
You guys got a date set already?
no, because we are still trying to get more volunteers and then see what works for everybody.
I'm free during the day.
Okay.
On the weekends. I get every other weekend off right now, so I mean, I don't mind helping.
Okay, so we'll reach out. I really feel like it's not going to take much since it's just a small portion of the
Where's she
house.
located?
She's right at the corner of 8th and Willard, the brown house.
Oh, that's in my ward?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My original thought was like to see if like any of the students needed the community hours or anything like that.
Have you reached out to Keela
But-
at the city? I mean,
No.
she runs the Promise Scholarships. I mean,
Yeah, I'm actually like on that board too.
That's an
So
obligation, isn't it?
yeah, they got to get community service hours.
mhm. Yeah, so I'll still check into that as well. But I feel like if we have like students come out, we probably at least want to buy them like something to drink. I don't know, like maybe some lunch or some pizza or something. I don't know. You want to have the babies out there just like, all right, go home. But yeah, that's it. Any questions?
How much did we spend on the t-shirts?
On the t-shirts, that is $872, and the potential profit is a little over $1,100. Or excuse me, the profit is about $300.
800 for 50 of them?
Mm-hmm.
See, you bought T-shirts outside of the T-shirts we bought we donate for the league.
Yes, and but these are for profit, and I figured that we could use this money for special grants because we didn't have a budget for that, and then we ended up, it became a thing. So we could either use that money to go towards like neighborhood beautification or create an actual special grant budget as well.
Okay. As far as approval or green light, who gave that to you?
Nobody.
Okay. When it comes to bridges,
Mhm.
how did you go about getting the date, the 24th? How you determine that?
I spoke
Considering it's midweek.
Yeah, I spoke with Bridges, and that works best for them because of how busy they are.
Okay. They inside the enterprise zone?
Yes, they are. That's the whole point, is putting spotlight on the companies that have been with in the program for a while.
Far as paid into the UEZ, do you know how much they paid into us?
I don't have the like from the beginning, no, but I
Just
can
recent.
pull up. Looks like for 2025 it might be
Nothing.
around, so that, okay.
Okay.
But they still have time.
This
No,
annual year?
yeah, we have,
I'm looking at the invoices that he sent. They don't have any dues that they pay this year at all that they'll be paying into the program.
like, that's not so at all.
Yeah, there's Bridges is.
Oh, they don't have any that's due.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not. They don't owe this year at all.
Okay. Moving forward, how are you determining who to spotlight?
So I'm just going through looking at the different businesses that have been in the program.
So duration?
Yeah, basically, I'm just going through calling and seeing who would like to. Like I said, next would be Brant's. We're not doing any kind of a like coupon or anything. They're only due to pay $153 according to this. But I mean, it's still beneficial to highlight business, like let the community know that this is an option, even if they aren't paying so much, because the businesses that are paying a lot, they're going to be harder to get a hold of anyhow. If we wanted to just like get their permission to highlight them. GAF, we could probably like have you help to speak to somebody, but like I said, Wall McLean, I'm still waiting to hear from them. I just think that it's a good way to advertise us as well as the businesses.
Okay. As far as new businesses, where are we at with that?
So as far as the new businesses, like I said, they aren't eligible to sign up for the program until January. So I think that we could still, like this year, send out some kind of a communication to them to let them know about who we are. But as far as doing like a new business seminar, I think that it would be more beneficial for us to wait until closer to January when they're able to actually enroll.
Okay, well, I refine my question. To date, how many new businesses have we brought into the UAZ?
We have had a couple new businesses fill out the form, but like I said, it's not open enrollment basically. Like they can't unless they were. Dan, you're here. So can you clarify this for me, please, and for him as well? If they sign up now, wouldn't it be like a huge, like a, what is the word? So basically, if they sign up now, it's not, they would have a fee. And then,
well, they have to fill out, companies that are participating businesses in the program, they have to be aware. One, they have to be in the enterprise zone.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, they have to make a qualified investment in real property or personal property for them to complete a Form EZ2 that it would be, in this case, due for the assessment date January 1st, 2026. That form is due May 15th of 2026. Once they fill out that form and they receive a deduction, then they're deemed to be a participating business.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, you're in the zone, that by definition statute, you're a zone business, not a participating business.
Correct.
So anybody in the zone is a zone business. To participate, you have to make a qualified investment. And that is recorded and reported on the Form EZ2. Once you submit that Form EZ2 and you receive a Form EZ2 deduction through the LaPorte County Auditor, then you become a participating business.
And what's the cycle for that?
Yeah.
So the forms, they can start filling them out January 2nd. They have an investment in personal real property. Their forms are due on May 15th annually. The auditor typically goes through all those forms and certifies them by August 1st. And then they're sent down to the DLGF through the gateway system and applied as a deduction. And then once the deduction is applied, it's typically in December, I would be able to figure out which companies have been approved for the deduction. I mean, technically I can call now, but there may be some that receive waivers or they're still calculating. But in that sense, they become a full-time participating business once they receive an actual deduction and receive their tax bill.
What's the definition of an investment? And
so any investment in real property outside of land. So if a company,
how much? I guess, or a dollar
for-profit makes an investment, say they expand their business, say Hearthside, which is now a new company name, I forget the name of it. Hearthside puts on an expansion, and the assessment increases from 1.2 million to 1.7 million. That $500,000 of assessed value can be deducted if they fill out their Form EZ2, which is why Kamisha had mentioned it would be good for a workshop or an introduction of the program to be somewhere in late January, February, when we would know what their increases in assessed value are and if they are tied to an investment. And then we can contact them and say, hey, you can take advantage of this program and potentially save X amount of dollars.
So basically, they should have had the forms and had them filled up by May 15th.
Yes, this year.
So we already missed those 3 months already.
Right.
When we could have been sent those forms out to them if we had the information, right? Do we have the information?
We did put together all the businesses that we've identified as domestic and foreign.
I think I've seen that list, but there's no contact information on them.
No, it's not.
No.
It's like what you saw was the like the mailers.
Yeah, but
Right.
so you had to mail each one individually instead of sending sending emails to them. Right?
Well, you would have, the information was collected from the Secretary of State's business registration listing.
Oh, so
So-
there's no actual real file from the past UE
No.
Mm-mm.
I-
spreadsheets
do
or
all the work
anything. So there's no
yourself,
spreadsheets that's just been saved out there.
I can go back in my documents and look to see, but typically the Michigan City UEA has had between 30 to 30, maybe 38, I'd say high end 40 participating businesses over the years.
Okay.
And typically as a deduction rolls off, the companies don't apply again.
Correct.
Because
So basically, but right now we start from scratch from everything right now.
for the most part,
We start from scratch. So everything all the business we get now starting January, those will be, we should get a spreadsheet and save those contact information. So that way we have that
We'll
going
prepare
forward.
ourselves now, right now,
Yeah.
going into January.
Mhm.
Let
Right.
everybody know
Yeah.
when January hits.
and should correlate it with, if anybody has a contact at the Chamber of Commerce, correlate it with their membership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they would have a contact.
Correct.
Yeah, I talked to him about that. I talked to Kurt about it. He's gonna get us a list of all the businesses that participate. He doesn't have it like separated by by our zone. So I would have to go through and do that. But I told him still send it anyhow.
Because right now,
And all the chambers, the business that participate on the website?
we had a whole list.
Yeah, I thought it was.
But sometimes they have a more detailed list.
I got you.
That
I got
includes
you.
contact information rather than just the name and the address.
I got you.
That's really what you need is the contact.
Okay, so
He
What's
has
the
a
starting
member
point, though,
directory.
for-
That's what I thought. That's what I was kind of thinking.
And then correlate that with the business list we provided because that one is global and it provides general information of the company's name, legal name, address in Michigan City. I don't know if it includes a registered agent, but typically the registered agent, it has nothing to do with the company. They're the person that just filed the paper.
So, being that they can't start signing until January, we already lost 4 months. I don't see why we wouldn't be trying to go after some of them now. At least send them information so they can know who we are. Why wait until January?
I didn't say we wait till. I say we wait till January to have like an actual business seminar.
Correct. So we
But
know
we have information like to send out to them this year, just to kind of let them know, and doing things like the business spotlight. That also like puts us out there so they can kind of have an idea as well. But I don't think it would be wise for us to like spend a lot of money on like a business seminar or something like that right now when they can't enroll until January.
I think it's a good idea. I think we can do the footwork now.
yes, just do the footwork though. Yeah.
Or, yeah. Even a workshop before January, where they're already getting their paperwork and things accumulated.
Yeah. Because at the workshop, you can actually present them with the forms.
Or at a second workshop, we
So they
can
would
help
have
them
the
walk through the
forms.
forms.
Yeah, I was thinking like at the business seminar, that's when we can like create those, they can get the forms and we can also like create appointments or something like that if they need assistance with filling out the forms. And also we can connect them with different CPAs like Applegate, because like I said, that's where most of the forms that I've seen, that's where it comes from. Like a lot of their businesses are within our program.
Okay.
Any more questions from any board members?
One more, my last
I'm
question.
sorry.
Well, my last one. What happened with the Solaire? With Solaire?
Solaire, I still have not heard from him. I called and I've called like multiple times, and I've sent probably about 2 emails. I haven't heard back from him. Last time I actually did speak with him, he said that he felt like it may have been an oversight, and he would get the information to the right person, and that's been it.
Can Dan help us talk to him? Talk to them? Just Tesselaire or what?
Gonna be billed.
So I do have a note on my list that says they received, it says confirmed paid 2025 tax bill does show a Form EZ2 deduction applied for 2025, but then again, it says ERA personal property AV deduction applied. They took a tax abatement in lieu of the enterprise zone
So
program.
somebody else snatched them up already.
So they did both.
No, it's just which paperwork they filed. They
Right.
filed
The city
Form
probably.
CF1 to receive the city's tax abatement.
Correct.
program,
That's what I'm saying.
Or they filed in EZ2. You can't get both.
Correct.
You get one or the other.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's right
so
now.
they filled out both.
No, they did
filed
one. They did with the city.
Okay.
Sometimes those
Took an
companies
abatement.
do, if they're located in the zone and they get an abatement, they calculate both. and then
course.
they take the
Whichever they're
most
gonna
beneficial.
get.
Yeah, but that can happen often with the big businesses though.
Yeah.
Especially if we behind and we not doing no footwork with them right now. A whole year gonna be gone. And if the city's already doing it,
Right,
you lose all the big ones. You get the small ones that got crumbs.
right. But
That's
if you
not what
communicate with them.
That is like, right, he didn't mention anything like that when I spoke to him, probably a couple months ago at this point. He just said that it was like an oversight and he would get back to me, and that hasn't happened, and that's probably
That's 'cause he
because.
took the abatement.
I
That's
asked you a
why
question. I knew that was happening already.
Yes, you may.
I knew that
What,
was going
in
on.
comparison to what we can offer and what the city can offer, what is there
Yeah.
a substantial difference?
Yeah.
So if a company files a Form EZ2 annually, so assuming a company makes annual investments or a capital improvement over 4 to 5 years, basically when you file your Form EZ2 for January 1st, 2023, and you receive the qualified deduction of, say, I'm going to use a number, $100,000. And then for 2024, you file it again and you receive a deduction of $200,000. They sum up the 10 years. So it's a rolling 10-year period. So whatever's within that 10-year period, it all sums up. So year 9 will say whatever you received in year 9 pulls down, and whatever you received this year. So those 9 years are summed up to get to maybe $400,000. But you file it every year. So it's an annual deduction, but the deduction applied is the sum of the 10-year window so in this case, it would be January 1st, 2025 through January 1st, 2016. That period, they add them all up, and that's your total deduction that's applied for personal and real. So now that investment is now there are exceptions if you are a brewery, alcohol, where you have a license, you don't massage parlors, golf courses, there's a list that you don't receive a deduction, but for the most part, all businesses do. 95% of them receive a deduction.
Thank you.
And if they buy personal property, it's the same thing. Now,
Makes
if a
sense.
company moves to or relocates to Michigan City and they buy a building, the purchase of that building by a new company then can qualify also.
Yeah, it makes sense. I kind of figured.
Yeah, so it's getting the program
Yeah,
out
yeah,
and having
yes.
businesses
That's it.
understand.
Most definitely. That's what it's
What
getting
about
out.
being within the city already and buying another business or adding to your business? Is that the
As long
same?
as they have a location in the
Same
enterprise
thing.
zone.
That's what GAF did a few years ago.
As long as
So-
you have a location in the enterprise zone. you can
It's
act.
timing.
It's timing.
It's
That's all it is, it's timing.
Gotta be in the room.
What's a good contact?
Oh, so I didn't fully answer your question.
Yeah, you.
So the deduction is 100% of your increased and assessed value. Now that's the UEA. The
Correct.
city, when they typically provide for a tax abatement or an assessed valuation deduction, it's over a period of time. Typically, real property is 7 years and personal property is 5 years. And then they apply an abatement percentages to each year.
Yeah.
So it's not always the same. It depends on, to be truthful, they take a 10-year abatement period and then determine what the tax savings are. So they'll have me calculate what that is, say it's $1 million. And then they'll say, take that million and squeeze it into 7 years, so the percentages always change. So eventually, so you may get year one 100%, which is the same as the UEA. Year two might be 95%, which means in theory you'd be better going with the UEA because you're
Yeah,
losing
but
that
it's,
5%
but
deduction.
it's timing though.
And it's time.
It's timing.
Right,
We haven't done that this year.
right,
So it's timing. So
It's timing.
we're presented first.
right.
It's usually who's gonna get it.
Right.
Even though our UAE might be a better benefit, but nobody's presented anything, so
Right.
it's time.
Is this time for questions for Kamisha or for CLH? I have
What's a good
questions for-
contact number for you?
Except for CLH.
I can give it to you after the meeting.
Moving right along.
Is it time for questions for him or?
I'm for say he's not from CLH.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
He's
that's
not-
that's
he's
what
not
had me-
CLH.
that's what had me lost for some second.
Sorry.
I work
I was
for
like, huh? That's what I was like. What?
Yeah,
You can ask both of me. You just open it up.
Yeah.
I'm so.
I'm like, how that sound?
Any more questions down here? I was gonna hand the floor over to Dakota.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry. Jim, did you want to go first?
Nope.
I'm good.
My first question would be for Kamisha. The cellar door, I know they filled out a form. Do you know which form it was that they filled out? I believe it was in May. I would imagine it was the EZ2. Is that correct?
The EZBR,
So not,
I can double check though.
well, then I guess the other question is, payments are due now, correct?
So they will, the invoices and packets were mailed out today.
Okay.
The payment on the EZBR participation fees are due August 31st, no later than September 1st.
Okay.
August 31st.
I thought it was August 15th.
No, August 15th is a date if they request an extension.
Okay.
They can request an extension for payment through September 15th
An extension has to be approved by the board.
or by staff.
I got you.
Typically, it doesn't happen often, but sometimes a company will request an extension to gather more information to fill out the EZBR because they have a transition in accounting firms or staffing, but it doesn't happen too often.
I got you.
If they pay it on the August 31st or September 5th, it's not an issue.
Mhm.
But at least it makes them submit an extension.
I got you.
And so if they don't have those payments in by that, do we have to formally have some kind of financial burden placed on them or?
Well, it is in the letter that's in the cover letter that goes out to them, that if they do not pay their participation fee as invoiced in a timely manner, the board can notify the auditor to reverse the deduction and they'll receive a manual bill for the full amount due.
And would that letter be sent by someone such as yourself or our assistant?
It's usually sent by the board, but I would prepare it. Normally they pay their bill.
Other question, I don't know if it would be particular for you. I'm aware that our zone expires in 2028. And from what I understand is 27 is that window where you got to spend the money essentially, correct?
No.
Well,
So what occurs is the zone would, if it's not extended, the zone would terminate, meaning there are no longer any zone businesses, but you would still have participating businesses. So if they file an EZBR on January 1st, 2027, the final assessment date, they would still get that 10 years of the deduction. The window stays open. It's just that no one can file after that date, which is what happened to East Chicago. They didn't renew their zone. And so basically the Form EZ2s that go out have year 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and everything this year below 5 is just blacked out. You can't enter anything.
and so with 28 being sooner rather than later, when should you really start that process of extending that time?
Usually 6 to 8, 9 months before.
6 to 8.
Just to get it. Right.
Of the 28 date or the 27th?
Usually it will expire on December 31st of that year, so normally around May, April, May, start the process.
City council, right?
Yeah, the council approves.
It goes before the city, it's a resolution of the city council. And typically at that time, you also, if you wanted, you can update your participation fee amount. Some communities, most communities are now at 35%. I believe yours is at 35% already, so you confirm that percentage.
So maybe in 2026, we could chat with Mayor Angie to see what her intention is.
I think it still be at the council's pleasure though.
But please remember, if it terminates, the companies still get that window of 10
Right.
years, it just reduces after that.
So you think the city council acts, no, I'm fuzzy on this, the city council would act on their own, or does it come from the mayor?
I think it would come from us. We have a council liaison, so.
If we asked them, but I mean in terms of the final decision.
It's still a council decision.
It's council, I was actually at the last council meeting when
I remember when they.
So it's
when
a
they
council
extended- yeah,
decision,
when they
not
did that.
not the mayor's decision.
No, it's solely on the council.
now, certain mayors will have certain sway over certain city councils.
That I do understand, okay.
It's a legislative body issue. So the common council as a legislative body will take that action by a resolution.
You write it, I present. You write it, I present.
I just have some other questions for Kamisha. And I know we moved the 25,000 from the money market to the checking, correct? When I'm looking at this checking docket for June 1st to June 30th, it says we spent $18,000. However, I don't see $18,000 worth of stuff there.
What do you come up with?
The account balance is as of 7/1/25.
I'm sorry?
It does not add up.
I
So
don't
are you
see that
saying
being
that,
18,000.
so you're saying that everything on the claims docket doesn't add up to,
Not that, from my quick math, I don't see it doing it.
No. We owe about 4 or 5 thousand.
It's close, but
6.
I mean, so what is exactly?
Oh, yeah. 11, 3,
I see what you're saying.
14. It's close.
I can pull up the
14.
bank statement to compare.
10, 15.
And just to go off of Councilman Nelson's other questions earlier, the money for the shirts for Midnight Hoops was outside of the money we originally provided for them.
Yes.
I have nothing else for the assistance report.
I got one more question, too. I'm sorry, President.
No, no, go ahead. You're fine.
In reference to the Michigan City Police Department, I wasn't privy to being at the last minute. Could you refresh me, what was this for? And has this event already passed, or is it in the works, or what?
I think it was for. I mean, not. I know you asked her, but it was for. They had ice cream in the parks. They did.
It's like a 3-day thing.
Tuesdays is the ice cream and popsicles at the parks, and then Wednesday is pizza at the
Don't have me like.
residencies. I'd asked Chief last night which one it was today, or which one on Wednesday, but
Didn't
I
I-
couldn't tell. Garden Estates, does that sound like one?
So was this to cover 3 or 4 days, or was this for
It's
one day?
it's like a,
What is it? Her number's
I
right.
can send you the calendar.
Commissioner, the number's
That's
right.
right.
The number's right.
Yeah.
The number's
'cause- Yeah.
Those numbers,
I don't
yeah,
know.
add up, 18.
Okay.
Yeah. My apologies, it add up. I added it up. You know, it adds up.
And then
My other math was real close.
$18,056.
August 5th is their night out. I think we were sponsored for that.
Yeah.
That's what this
We
is
added
for?
up.
Yeah, all of that $1,500 totals for all of those.
It's 18, she like a couple bucks off. Yeah.
I think if
Couple
you
bucks
check
adds
the
up every
email,
month.
you
I
might
agree.
have the,
No, I agree.
I sent everybody the email. You can see the calendar. It's for a lot of parks that are within the zone. Like Tall Timbers, they're gonna be there.
Yeah. It's for
Okay.
the-
Pullman
for
Field, actually Pullman Field is tomorrow.
Yep.
Is that
Okay, so it's ongoing still, it hasn't finalized.
No, so
No, it's
every month.
multiple
Okay, so it's
I think it's like all
special-
summer.
So,
Yeah, I think it's all summer.
so my
Yeah.
question is, in comparison to neighborhood beautification, where you have to complete the job, with special grants, you don't have to complete the job to be paid all the way out? You get the money up front?
We have given the money up front to 2 special grants.
Okay.
Which is
That's how it goes? Special grants get their money up front? Is that the bylaws?
However, it's stated in the motion, I would say. I mean, I think the special grants falls outside of the beautification, so whatever, I think there's been one where we set a special grant with, I think it was for, I can't remember exactly who, but someone had to show documentation of, it was a reimbursable special grant. But that one wasn't stated as a reimbursable special grant.
So is that the discretion then, or, I guess unless it's, fine-tuned within the motion, I guess it's just predetermined by,
I asked, like at that meeting, like, so do we just pay, write the checks for the police department in Cellar Door now? And
what
the
was
board
the answer?
agreed
Okay.
that was
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
But as far as the neighborhood beautification, it does list out on the application that, at
Gotta
the
complete the
completion,
job,
yeah,
for
because
sure.
you
No, I
can't
just
give
wanted to
money
see-
and then something doesn't happen.
No, I understand that. I just see that this 18,000 is things that's accounted for already, meaning things that's already been paid out.
Yes,
Understanding
Yeah.
the MC Police Department is still ongoing. So I was just trying to figure out why they've been paid if it's still ongoing in comparison to the,
because that was under a special grant, because even Cellar Door isn't open yet.
and we've given them the money already?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're supposed to be a little different though. And
Why are they giving them money?
His,
Well,
his
I guess that's
investment,
another
his initial
discussion.
investment, like it's been a business initial investment. Like we all had agreed that what he invested in the actual business.
What if they don't open?
Well, he revamped the whole building.
I get that.
Yeah. I
So,
guess
I get what you're saying too.
but the amount of money that he's already invested in the business, I think that's kind of what made everybody
Yeah.
more comfortable with it, and the fact that he also enrolled in our AIEZ program as well.
Okay.
So he should
Made everybody comfortable with it.
He should have more of a business grant then.
Yeah, but he actually missed it. He missed that, and then decided to just come and present anyhow.
If nobody has any questions, I just have 2 questions. You said you just bought the shirt. You already purchased the shirts already?
Mhm.
I think you should have came before the board first before you just purchased the shirts. The same way with, I think this is a great idea for bridges, but I mean, yeah, even though it's just $100, it's already been presented to, it's already been sent to the city and they presented it out, posted on social media. I mean, I definitely think the board should have had prior knowledge and approval before we obligated to some money to give out. I mean, I don't know if the board was going to say yes for it or say no for it, or even still do, even with the shirts in that matter, for like, it was outside of the scope of your role to purchase the shirts without coming to us first prior with the idea of what you wanted to do. I mean, it's kind of like you already did it now.
So I did email you guys about the idea, about both ideas, and I feel like I appreciate having the board, but if we wait for meetings, or if we even have special meetings, every time I have an idea, that's up to $300 that we're spending just to ask permission to do something to bring more money in. So that kind of takes away from the profit. And I'm on like 1,000 boards at this point, and I have been asked questions similar to what I asked you guys over email rather than, scheduling a special meeting.
Could you state what board those are?
No, I won't.
Moving forward, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I appreciate where you're coming from, Kamisha. I appreciate your work. As far as your ideas go, they're secondary to the board. Like, you work for us. So like, whatever you do, like, move in unison with us, move parallel with us. Like, I just don't want you to put yourself in a position where you're putting your own ideas out there and we don't agree with it, and then we having this discussion right here.
So can we come to some type of agreement to where that if I have an idea, we don't need to spend up to $300 just for us to talk about it, and maybe we can actually send an email and you guys say yes or no?
Maybe we can have an executive session where we all come together immediately.
That's still up to $300.
Yeah.
I think going forward, we could set something up, set some parameters up, and set, let's say even the beginning of next year when we look at, when we plan out a budget plan out for the year, to have an idea of what we want to do, not as opposed to we come up with an idea, we just do it, and then we tell the board after the fact, because essentially
I didn't tell you guys after.
But I'm saying the money was spent already, and now it's come presented to us where the idea and the money's already been spent, where it's like essentially everybody up here, we sit as the holders to manage the financial being of the Michigan City Urban Enterprise. So I mean, I just think everybody on the board deserves the chance to know before money is spent. I mean, that's why we present a finance report and talk about the finances, what we do month to month. That's why we have meetings. I mean, I know sometimes it get hard with the way things are set up, but we still got to follow the rules and the guidelines that are set in front of us. That way we don't have this that comes into place. And then another thing I wanted to bring up, I know you wanted to change the office hours to, I don't know, I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. I just wanted to know, like, what was the benefit of changing them now after the grant cycle was over to work so much more in the office as opposed to when the grant cycle was up and full going. I feel like that would have been a better time to adjust the hours to be in the office more than what we do, than what they are now.
So in the email, when you asked that question, I put that the hours that I was working was geared towards helping, like being out in the community to let them know about the grant cycle, and also like making time for appointments. But now that we aren't doing the appointments and I don't need to spend so much time out in the community, I think that it makes sense. Like I don't need to go 12 to 5, just to accommodate someone who might get off work at 3 o'clock. I think that it's more beneficial to be in the office and going through all those boxes, calling businesses. Like it doesn't really make sense while the grant cycle is closed to work those same hours. And then back to what I said, is there any way that we can somehow email each other about things rather than having a meeting for every idea? Because there's really nothing in place. I'm coming into this with one training session via Zoom with Sylvia before she moved on. I'm just trying to figure everything out, and it is all by myself. As far as like what the job is, Tristan, you were a big help with just like figuring out how to do like the minutes and or this kind of stuff. But like as far as the actual position, I'm figuring that out, and the office hours actually help with that as well. Like I can't call someone at 4 o'clock, or there's no need for me to be there super late, and I don't need 14 hours outside of the office when the grant cycle is closed. So
what did the contract say?
I don't have it. I don't have the contract.
The contract just says 20, it does say 29 hours. And then when you guys suggested that, that 14 of those be used outside of the office in order to kind of let the community know about the grant cycle. But I don't believe the contract said that it had to be. No. I think that the hours, it works good. I'm able to get in there. I'm able to call people. I'm able to.
So I got a question. With those changed hours, being that there's nobody really coming in for the grant cycle, and that you got the business's contact information now. So you're saying that you can get more of that done as far as getting information out?
Yeah,
sending stuff to them.
That's what I'm doing. This, going through the boxes. I still even talk to a lot of the applicants or whatever.
So I got a question. Can you provide us something, like with that list that you got of those businesses? Like, say next month or whatever. Say you go through and you talk to 5 or 7 other businesses. Can you provide us like an update of that?
Okay.
Because essentially right now we just kind of going off word of mouth of what you're doing.
I started putting it on the spreadsheet that I saved with you guys with the boots on the ground, but then after I found out that they actually I thought they could sign up again. I thought it was like quarterly kind of a thing, like they would be able to sign up again in like October or something.
Yeah, that's what we all thought because we didn't know.
Same. Yeah. Well, I'm learning from you. What'd you say? I work for y'all. So if y'all don't know, I don't either. And so it doesn't really make that much sense for me to kind of go do it the way that I was doing then. I have to come up with something different that makes more sense. Now that I have the information from Dan, I think that's going to be helpful as well. But I'm just trying to figure everything out as I go. There is absolutely no blueprint besides what I've been finding in the boxes. That's kind of helpful, but a lot of it is outdated. But I mean, there's no guidance here, really.
Are you reaching out?
Excuse me?
Are you reaching out for some help?
As far as what? What do you?
I'm running to a roadblock, or I don't know this, or I'm unsure about that.
There's nothing. I reach out to Dan. I speak to him, or I'm having a meeting with the LaPorte UEA. But as far as reaching out to you guys, I feel like you're helpful with things when it comes to the minutes or how to do those kind of things. But as far as what the job is, I feel like we're all at the same. We're all learning together almost so.
Can I just offer something up? And this I don't know if we can do it or not. In terms of your being able to, have some autonomy in terms of what you want to do with your ideas and that, would it be feasible to maybe put us on a Zoom call? If you come up with an idea and you want to present it, instead of having us in a physical meeting, get us on a Zoom call and get our feedback.
I think that's a good idea, but I don't.
But I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if that's something.
Until you try, we don't know.
I don't think. Bruce, you got something?
Yeah, and so I'll give you the punchline and go back. If we make a decision, then we have to have a meeting.
Correct.
Then it's subject to the Open Meetings Act. Now, not like you know that, and it's not your instinct to go look at the Open Meetings Act. Everyone's looking at me because I'm a lawyer. Of course, I looked at the Open Meetings Act, and there actually was some tradition that made me nervous. That's enough of the history there. So, Kamisha, you would not know that, but I think it's helpful for everyone's sake, including me, to remind us that we are all subject to the Open Meetings Act, and if we make a decision, and it has to be meeting open to the public, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
So it's impractical what I just said, and I respect your idea of man, you said it costs $300. Yeah, okay, well, I'm sure that's right. $300 to get together and make a decision. I think that the state of Indiana made a decision on that, and albeit impractical, like we're stuck with it. But I wouldn't expect, you're not going to know that intuitively. That's why I took a moment to speak up on it.
Thank you for that.
So the idea of like a phone call or an email, which I find eminently practical, I think we can't do it.
Yeah.
But it's a practical idea. Sadly, the law and practicality sometimes don't play well in the sandbox.
I don't think people that wrote the laws had much common sense.
The three
I
different
tried.
boards?
Welcome to report them to Indiana's Public Access Council.
But I think less than 3 with the council, we can do it. Like less than 2 or something like that. With me.
Yeah, it's more than that, it's a quorum.
Correct.
You can't make any decisions. So, if anybody have any more questions?
Is there a invoice or time compensation report?
No, not outside of just my executive assistant report going through all the different points that I went through.
I believe I have an item for old business, if we can, I don't know if we want to add it to the agenda or not. You want to call old business and then I bring it up?
Sure, go to old business, I guess.
Okay, last meeting you had said something about a grant opportunity from the mayor.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. You're right, I apologize.
And that proposals would be accepted at this meeting. I have drafted an idea, and I would be looking for the possibility of a committee to be formed to move through the application and getting those applications submitted.
Do I have any volunteers for the mayor's community activation grant? Dakota had he sent me, I apologize, a proposal he had. I think it's a pretty good idea. He was looking forward to see maybe 2 more people work with him on it.
I got him.
So, I'm sorry, Councilman Nelson, anybody else? Ms. Willis, would you be inclined to participate in?
Sure.
Ms. Willis, Dakota?
East Park.
Mr. Conley?
Yeah.
So,
And I forgot, I also filled out a grant with the Unity Foundation. So we'll see if we get that.
What's the parameters? Like that's through the UEZ? Or for the UEZ? The grant process?
anything else? Oh, we got a CLH. This is the payment it was owed, or this is the payment that was made?
That's what's owed, and if you look at the line, it tells you exactly what it was for. But now it's up to like $207 with the late fees. But at the time, we were wondering like, what was that for?
Yeah.
Because, they take out their money each month. So on that one, they called it out that they prepared, looks like 2 or 3 forms for us.
Do I have a motion for the CLH invoice?
So moved.
Second.
I got a motion in a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes for the payment to CLH. I guess I got another question. So for the bridges, you said you would like $25 coupons?
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, we still have to approve it. Do I have a motion on this?
Motion to approve.
Yeah, second.
Got a motion in a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of $100 to Bridges Waterside Bar and Grill for Business Spotlight of the Week.
Subsequent, you said you had some other ideas, Brants, and did you have any others at this time?
No, Brants, no coupons for Brants, just like a spotlight for them. They weren't interested in doing.
Are you gonna pass out cash or how are you gonna do it?
No, just like creating like a little coupon, piece of paper,
And
and
then they bill you? The Bridges bill you whatever,
Yeah.
$100 or something like that.
I was thinking that I would go based off of how many I pass out, so that they didn't have to, so it wasn't creating more work for them to kind of keep up with the coupons or whatever. So just based on however many I give out, that's how.
Just
how
prepay
much.
it.
Yeah.
If you want, come by my office. I have security paper. We can print 100 of them that way because it's security paper where someone tries to copy it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you can't copy it.
Yep.
I do something similar with like a voucher program. So if you want to come by the office, I'm more than happy to help you do that real quick. I already got all the paper and everything there.
Okay.
That way, if you print 100, you know there's 100
Yeah,
out there that
yeah,
can't be
makes sense.
reproduced. You know what I mean?
And did you guys want to approve the shirts? Otherwise, I can just like deposit the money back.
I guess I just have a question on that because we're not for profit. Do we run into any kind of issues of?
No, because we're using it for grants. You know, non-for-profits do fund. It's fundraising.
For sure. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Dan should be answering that.
So non-for-profit doesn't mean you can't make a profit.
Right.
For sure,
It just
I
means
get it,
you
yeah.
can't distribute the profit.
Right.
It has to be put back into the program.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Motion to approve.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah. Second.
Motion to approve. How much were the shirts again?
$800.
Let me get the exact amount.
$872.
Who made those?
Repo Graphics. They were the ones who made the shirts. They're the ones that Midnight Hoops went with
Yeah,
to
okay,
begin
okay.
with.
Shirts
So
look
we
nice.
just-
They do.
They had some
we
good
just
games
went with
yesterday and
them.
last week.
Logo pops.
But yeah, it's $872.33.
So I got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
I vote nay. Anything else? I'll go down to public comment. Anybody here for public comment?
If I may, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead,
Just to give a progress report to the board. And if I hadn't said it already, the program invoices for 2025 were mailed out today to the companies. The total assessed valuation deduction that was deducted on 16 participating businesses was $8,909,639. The total of the tax savings realized was $167,053.66. Now, because there's a 35% fee, that totaled, on the realized savings, that totaled get my glasses, I'm getting older, $468.78. And if you receive a savings in excess of $1,000, you also pay an administrative fee that used to go to the state IEDC. It now remains with the local UEA. That totaled $1,661.72. So the amount of invoicing that went out to the 16 companies was $60,130.53. That should be received at no later time than September 15th. There was a net realized savings of $106,923.13 that will be reinvested into the zone, whether through increased salaries, training, or educational opportunities for employees that live in the zone. So that's a good thing. The one thing I did want to note is that the two largest were Ryan LLC, which is GAF Materials. They have a participation fee of $36,671.76. And then the next largest would be Marley McLean Company, Wheel McLean. They are at $12,924.84. And then the rest are anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000. So we need to find that big company again. And if Solaire is one of those that can file as under the UEA and receive a larger deduction, we need to speak with them. And if they didn't file it for any reason, something the board may want to know is that if they didn't file timely, they can still file. The board can waive that non-timely filing and the auditor puts it on the books. And then, they get a refund if it's for last year or for this year. they would get a refund on their taxes for this year, and then they pay their participation fee.
So keep trying to.
Oh, keep trying. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So you could waive it.
I got you.
One
It's good to
stipulation
know,
is you
yeah.
have to have a resolution to waive it. That has to be submitted to the auditor, like the LaPorte County auditor, and you have to have a public hearing on it.
And that's for 2024. So that's not for 2025.
That would be for January 1st, 2024, paid 25.
Okay.
And if they didn't file it for this year, you could waive that one also.
Well, we know they
So that would be for
filed it.
paid 26.
Yeah.
So if there's communications that a commission may have, or President Smith, I'd be more than happy to talk with Solar.
I'm gonna send it to you, right?
Typically what happens in that case, the companies for some reason had a transition CFO, finance director, or accounting company, firm. They missed the deadline, so they just didn't file it. But if it's at your discretion to do that, to waive any late filing under the statute, and you can do that.
So I got a question for you, Dan.
Yes,
Being that you,
maybe I have an answer.
yeah, I know you do. So I got a question. Like, so let's say if we were to present, not to Solaire, like the benefits of the UEA, when they know, but we have actual documents and PowerPoints of the benefit that's doing for the community. Do you think that will help?
It would help. It adds, but typically the businesses want to see what they're going to save.
Of course.
You gotta make
to them,
sense.
show me
Yeah.
the money. I mean, in reality, it's show me the money. What can I save? So in reality, if Solaire were to provide me with their Form 103
Yes,
for the past
yeah.
few years, I can look back at their publicly available information on real property. But if they provided me their Form 103, which I would keep confidential, I can calculate what their deduction would be for the next 10 years,
So you can
which
do a
is helpful to
projection.
them. Right.
Great.
Basically, I pre-fill out their Form Easy and use this year's tax rate and say, this is what you potentially could save over the next 10 years if you had filed.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I have talked to him about like what our program does. Like I spoke to him a lot, and he didn't mention anything about filing with the city or anything. So that sucks. But
But we can find that out.
That's not public records, though, is it?
With tax abatements,
Which is public record.
tax abatements
Tax
are public
abatements.
record. You can
The tax abatement deductions are, whether it's any ERA deduction is a public document, unless it's a personal property. Their personal property filing, a Form 103, is not, as well as, I want to say, I may need to correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a form that goes with it when you have a deduction. It's a Form 103 ERA. I believe that may be confidential also because they're placing pooling information by year. But if the company allows me to look at it, which
Yeah.
I did the work for the abatement for Solaire, I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, it's confidential. It remains confidential with me.
So essentially, next year we'll begin 60,000. Well, coming in this year, $60,000
$60,000
From 16 companies.
from
from 16 companies. Are you able to? Is that already in like a Word document or anything?
I can forward.
Yeah,
it.
I
He sent it
forwarded
to me
to
today. I can
Tristan
send it
the
to
whole thing.
everybody.
Okay.
You have the whole document. It
Okay.
includes the document, the overview. It includes the tax rate that was used, as well as each one of the invoices that were sent out, and calculates how it was, and shows how it was calculated with the schedules to support it, including their tax bill. So what we send to the company is an invoice, and then a second sheet that supports that invoice that says, here's how it was calculated, and then a third sheet that states, here's your gross assessed value, here's what your actual tax bill states, and then we take that deduction off, and then that determines what your tax savings is. Because if we take it off, we can say actual minus net the deduction, that's your tax savings, and it calculates that all out. The next sheets are your actual tax bill, because sometimes companies say, well, did I really get that deduction? Well, we're giving you your tax bill again. So that goes out too. In addition, and it's not included in the forms that were sent, that are included in what I sent to you and Kamisha, but I also send the Form EZ2 and the Form EZBR, I'm sorry, not the Form EZ2, Form EZBR and the Form EZBE. So they can fill those out and send them back
Would
in.
it be possible to put me on that, on your list when you're sending out that those reports and that.
Well,
But I mean,
Commissioner can send them.
Yeah, I'm
I
sending them
appreciate
to
that.
everybody
Yeah,
right
put me
now.
on that list.
Yes.
Thank
I have
you.
one more question, Dan.
So, but those were all sent out and that's all done.
So, being that we're new and we don't know a lot about how to get the information out there to the business, do you have like a rough draft of what other people are doing as far as emailing to these businesses?
Sure.
Like a pitch
Yes.
that they're using?
Well, that's the next step to work with Kamisha and President Smith on putting together that introduction
Yeah.
letter, which
Mhm.
probably could go out maybe in November
Okay.
with the Form EZ2 in it even.
Yeah, because I think that's where the hang up is, that having that pitch.
All right.
Or, because we created something, but we didn't know if that was even legal to use.
So I'm not an attorney, but I don't see why you couldn't send that out. But what the Hammond UEA has done, East Chicago UEA, I can't speak for the Laporte. I no longer work with them. However, they've had summer interns go out and I visually, we call it a street inventory.
Of course.
Look at all the businesses.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
I would recommend paying me to do that.
Right.
Because it would be too expensive.
Yeah.
The cost would,
But they'd
you
be
probably
something-
realize the benefit, but
Yeah.
it's not worth.
No, we
You're
won't
better
pay
to
you.
have interns
Yes,
or,
yes.
you know,
Yeah.
basically, if I were to put together a quick program, let's say it's in the zone, you have 68 blocks. You know, each month, you know, Kamisha can walk 10 blocks.
Correct.
And then
'Cause you already gave-
you identify
yeah.
the business name, the address,
Yes.
walk in, get a business card. and
I think
talk
we
to
can
them.
do that.
That's it.
Yes, yeah, we can,
I've
yes.
already started to do
Yeah.
We can
that.
do that.
You already
That's what
started,
Hammond
you
did.
started to do it already?
And that's what
Yeah.
Hammond did about 10 years ago.
How many businesses you did like that already?
I think probably about 40.
You said Hammond.
Oh, you have
Girl,
already?
You said Hammond did that 10 years ago.
And
Yes.
I
They
shared
inventoried all the businesses
spreadsheet-
in the zone.
Smart number.
shared a spreadsheet with you guys, but then I was just like, is it even worth it? Because like,
What?
are they gonna remember by January?
Oh, but you didn't know that it was January then.
Right, I thought it was October,
Right.
so.
Any assistance that you can provide in expanding the zone?
So the zone can be expanded. It has to be a resolution of the board. And then it goes before the city council because they designated they established the UEA.
I'm thinking
That
for
sounds
the
simple.
26 cycle, like,
Sounds-
could you help prepare a
Yes.
map in some fashion?
Oh, what I did mention was all the zone businesses that participated, I had my staff put a map together to show where they're located. So you
I
can
did
see
see that.
So
It's
you-
like a star on
So you
there.
have,
Yeah.
okay.
I seen that.
So
yeah.
you can see where they're, it's sort of like a heat map, you can see where they're
I
located.
think we got that.
I have one question.
I just sent it to you guys.
I think I know the
Oh, you
answer,
said
but
just now, okay.
is there any way that a business that is not in
I
the zone
just
can get any kind of benefit to
Okay.
motivate them?
I tell.
They have to be in the zone.
I thought that was your
Yeah.
answer, but I wanted to ask.
Yeah, they have to be in the zone to access
Maybe
the
we
zone.
figure out what's the best way to
By
go
The
statute.
big ones.
to bring in more people in the zone.
The pitch. that he's doing.
Are there any stipulations with bringing, with widening the zone?
No. You're limited in size, that's it,
So
So that's the only criteria, just the size?
size. But you can play with that a little bit too.
When you say
Oh.
size, like there's an allotted amount, like X amount of households or X,
I
okay.
think
So we have to
there's
shift
a
it maybe down.
defined number of square miles.
Okay.
Do you happen to know how close Sullivan Palatech is to the edge of the zone?
That's precise, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you why.
I think it is the edge.
What, Palisade? That'd be a good one.
Might be right across the street, probably.
Yeah.
I think that is the edge.
All right.
Do we have a bakery?
Well, this is why.
You can type it in online and
Yeah, I just thought I would save
Yeah,
myself.
that's it, yeah. He pretty good.
You were laughing. You're like, that's so specific.
Mhm.
Very quick.
Mhm.
Very, very close chums with the CEO's cousin
Okay.
from Battle Creek, Michigan.
Okay.
And I knew the CEO in high school. So I'm like, okay, let's go pay him a visit. But see, that's why I'm curious to see how close it is to the zone. So we could talk more about it.
Any other business? Well, you said what business did you say?
Sullivan Palatech.
Sullivan Palace.
Yeah, and commission. If he,
Any other buddies in the C-suite of local businesses? No.
if Dan, when Dan give the information, then we can present it to Chicago Faucets.
So my
That's your
question,
job, man.
So to answer the previous question,
I'm
yes, I
on
can
my
assist
side.
you with the expansion.
Great.
But typically during
That's why they
the
already started
expansion, you
sending the
normally make a boundary
Carry on.
modification. It used to
Nothing
be
inside
prior
there is
to the
any
change in the
easy.
law where the IEDC managed and administered the program. You had to go to, anytime you did a boundary modification, you had to go to the state and then they would approve it through the IEDC. Now it's all a local decision.
so
Spread.
I'm motivated to try to expand the boundaries.
me too.
Can you possibly, before our next meeting, provide us with where we are in relation to the maximum that we can be, so we know how much we can grow, at least number-wise, and so we know if there's a substantial
No, I don't.
idea?
So since the
There's a way, I don't wanna say to manipulate or play with it, but if the size is, say, 2.5 square miles. Now, the statute isn't clear, is it 2.5 square miles of privately owned property, or is it including right away?
Mhm.
So Hammond takes the approach of they net out, they put it in the GIS system, then they net out all the right of ways.
Interesting.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
Well, I'm open to thinking on it, strategizing.
I try to work creatively, so, you know,
Yeah,
And another one
that's Sullivan
Pardon me?
It's out.
I don't think it's in.
Is that,
It's
is that,
way out. I thought
What
it
about
was on the
Hartside?
edge, but it's out.
is Hartside in it?
I don't believe Hartside is I don't.
So Chicago Falls is not in it, man.
I'm just being
Hartside.
lazy. I don't know how close they are to the boundaries.
And a lot of that, you start getting to the TIF area too, when you start going that way.
So that south area is not even in the urban.
I don't think so.
So
I think most
there is-
of
100.
It is in the legislation that if a EZ2 is, if a Form EZ2 is located in an allocation
1100
area,
Boom Drive.
the council has to approve that Form EZ2. So we do identify which ones are in an allocation area because
I was just thinking
has
about that, where it's like,
Right,
yeah.
that has to go to the council and the council has to approve that.
Mhm,
Because if there are bonds outstanding or an obligation
mhm.
and a zone business files a Form EZ2, which does not go through the city council
Mhm.
as a designated body, as a tax abatement does, they can skirt it and you may be in default. So if it's in, the statute says if you're in the zone, you have to be approved by the designating body.
So
Makes sense, though.
will we run into that now with the? It's like it's gonna be like a new transit district area.
If they file a Form EZ2,
I got you.
yes.
I got you.
We need to get somebody in the old Fifth Third building. We need to get somebody in the old,
Don't the city own those buildings? I thought
Uh-uh.
what's
They
it
trying to
called?
put a
That's our
African
building.
American Museum,
Yep.
the old Fifth
Where
Third.
Well, so-
Health
Old
Link
Fifth
used to be.
Who's that? Hotel boutique. Boutique hotel.
No, they don't.
Any more questions for Mr. Bowditch?
It's gonna be a
It's gonna be a
museum.
museum.
You guys got any more questions for Mr. Bowditch?
I know for a fact.
Was that he sold it?
I don't know, I know the Black Coalition, they want that building.
If it doesn't work, it
Oh,
doesn't work.
All right, we'll go to director's comments. Anybody got any director's comments?
I had one more question.
Yes.
I know that one of our 12 appointments is from the corporation. I have no idea what does that mean?
Typically, that's the governor's appointment from the IEDC. In the past, the IEDC had a membership on every board. I assume they can still do that by statute, but normally the governor
Don't.
left it vacant for years.
Any more public comment?
Come up.
Poone.
Hearing that, we'll close public comment. We'll go down to director's comment. Anything from any directors?
I went to midnight basketball last night. It was good to see our money put to good use. Had a good time, very positive atmosphere.
It's too hot.
Exactly.
Yeah, the temperature is another thing to be talking about, but
I brought
yeah,
my own fan.
as far as a good time, I enjoyed myself. So
It was nice. It was nice. Just check it out, Bruce.
it was good to see
It
the
was nice.
CODIS symbol on the back of those young fellas' shirts.
Yeah. He's out
Now,
there.
now all we need is a website.
Dakota's out there cheerleading. He had a little sign and everything.
2 weeks in a row.
I think he enjoyed it more than me.
Yeah, you did see with my popcorn pickles. And
We're seeing all that up there.
I just have one thing I'd like to say, and that is I've asked now for documentation for the time compensation records or itemized invoice from our executive administrative assistants. I feel like this provides us with proper oversight. It doesn't hinder transparency, and it holds some ethical value to it. So I'm in the position that I would like to make a motion to terminate the contract at this time with a 30-day notice. Being as my request for documentation has not been provided.
I would.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I have a motion. Do I have a second to issue a 30-day notice to terminate the contract for the executive assistant? I have a motion. Do I have a second?
That kind of caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I asked last time. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second? Hearing none, motion dies for lack of a second.
Can I
Did you
speak?
second?
No, I just asked, was there a second? I just asked, was there a second? That's all I was asking.
So how can we move forward?
I would suggest that you present whatever kind of documentation that you would like for me to fill out that would make you feel good, because I thought like just my report would be enough. Like letting you guys know what I've been doing would be enough. I'm not exactly sure what exactly you're looking for. So whatever you present, I don't have a problem with filling that out for each meeting.
And just for transparency, are we looking for an itemized?
Something more than nothing.
Well, I will.
I don't think
Hours.
Collectively.
I don't think my report is nothing.
It's,
It doesn't clearly depict hours in the office or out of the office. From
Because there's no way to clock in, clock out, nothing like that. So I think the more details would minimize conversation.
I think the easier route that we could take is, I think that I'll work with Dakota or anybody else that want to work, or we can formulate something that formulates a form or something, some type of time management system. That way we're able to alleviate this problem. Because I will agree with him that we truly just can't take it. I mean, I'm not at no point am I saying she's just lying or she's not showing up to work, not doing anything that's such. But to alleviate any problems anybody may have, we can create something, and then we create something that way it's presented accurately, the time frame and everything that's being done to alleviate all problems of this. Because he brought this issue up to me before, and he stipulated in the contract to have some type of timekeeping system, and I'll take the slack for not implementing it sooner, not implementing it faster, to get something to alleviate this problem. I will say that the previous executive assistant, she typed out a report and issued dates and meetings that she set, so we can formulate something that works, feasible for everybody, and get it out to everybody on the board, have that set up for the next meeting. So I work with Dakota on that, and anybody else that wants to jump in and participate with it. That way we alleviate this problem. And then going forward, if the problem may persist, then we can look at other courses of recourse. But at this time, I think this would be the best approach to go forward with.
I agree.
Maybe can we expand that to be a focus, like a job performance committee, where we review the total picture of the job performance?
I'm fine with that. And if anybody wants to help participate with it, I'm all ears and all open for it.
You come here.
So I'll send out an email. I'm back at work now, and the school's still going on. But we set up some during the day, some works for everybody, and try to move forward with something like that. And then give a commission, try to get it all ironed out.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair.
That sound good for everybody?
Yes.
Any more director's comments?
I believe we still have a few executive sessions and one main meeting that we need minutes for. And I look forward to getting those approved at our next meeting.
Bruce, I can get with you. We can try to work out to get the rest of those minutes to get everything sent over to the clerk's office. The minutes that were approved, you get a print them, I get them signed and took to the clerk's office sometime this week. If there's not any more director's comments, I'll ask, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Nice.